The last type of sequence to look at then is the recurrence relations one, and sometimes people are a bit worried about what this formula. I like to read this as the next one is equal to 3 times where we are now, add 1. So the next one is 3 times where we are now, add 1. So we're starting at 5, times by 3 and add 1, and we get the answer 16. 16 times by 3 and add 1, and the next one's 49. Times by 3 and add 1, and the one after's 148. And straight into an exam question here then, an old style one that we used to get lots of them. Some of the old papers all look like this. And you've got this formula here, and you've been given a few pieces of information for it, and you've got to find out what P and Q are. So if we start here, we're saying, well, the next one, what's the next one? The next one's that. The next one's 8 equals where we are now, which is at minus 8, times by P plus Q. And we're going to do exactly the same thing again on the next one. How do we get to the next one? Well, the next one is 4 equals where we are now, times by P, and add Q. So we've got two equations here, two nice simultaneous equations, that if we add them together, then the P's just disappear, and we get 12 equals 2Q, and so clearly Q is 6. That's what we were asked to find. Q is 6. We can work backwards to try and find out what P is as well. If I go back into the last one here, if I take away 6 from both sides and divide by 8, I can find out that P is minus a quarter. So that means that my rule must be to get to the next one, it's minus a quarter times where we are now, plus 6, times by a quarter, and add 6. We can do this from here. Times this by minus a quarter, which gives us minus 1, and add 6. Our next one must be 5. It's nice to do this on the calculator. Let's bring the calculator up now. And I have to say by starting by telling us where we're going to start, and we're starting at minus 8. So I just type minus 8 in and then push equals. And what we do each time, of course, we just said it's answer times by minus a quarter. I'm going to type in minus 0.25. You could do a quarter if you wanted to. And then add 6. When I push equals, this next answer should be 8. It is. The one after should be 4. And checking our work, we thought the next one would be 5, and it is. Now, if I keep pushing equals again and again and again, this pretty rapidly converges to its limit, which is 4.8. That's actually the answer to the very last bit here. The answer is going to be 4.8. Why is that? Well, that's the point here, that when we get to 4.8, where we are now, where will we be next time? The next time will be 4.8 as well. So where we are now and where we are next time are both exactly the same. And so as they're both exactly the same, we can call them both L. So it's L equals minus a quarter L plus 6. This is the equation that they're asking you to do here. If you add a quarter to both sides, that gives us 5 quarters of L equals 6. Times by 4 and divide by 5 gives you L is 24 divided by 5, which is 4.8. Some of the more recent exam questions have actually started with this sort of piece of information. You've had to work backwards, but that's basic old type.